You ever heard of this guy?
It's Todd. It's Todd, honey.
He's funny.
Monday through Friday.
5 to 7 on the radio.
You can tell she likes Todd for Todd. He's a nut. Real character, that one.
Todd, let's do this.
Get the show started.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, Todd, you got off the couch today, so we're gonna give you just a little bit of praise just for you. Well, you actually got off your couch today. You know we gotta give you praise. Sing that name. Oh, Todd, we praise you.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. You got the live stream up and rolling on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You know, I was thinking this morning as I was driving into work, I would imagine that most people here in the Miami Valley, if you live in a residential area, your question is probably, when are they going to get around to plowing my street? I don't know that we've reached the point of complete annoyance. I know there are some people out there. There's no question about it. And I saw comments on the Facebook. I'm not quite at that point yet. But look, it is a thankless job. I feel for those snowplow drivers out there who are working long, endless hours, long shifts, trying to deal with all the snow and all the cars that are parked on the road. I went home last night after the show, and my neighborhood wasn't plowed, and there were all kinds of cars parked along the street. And this isn't like a city street; it's a residential neighborhood, right? So I would have thought that if you knew the snow was coming, maybe get your car off the street. That would have been helpful. But now, because there was all this snow and you couldn't go anywhere yesterday, they've now plowed around your car. So now you're trapped. You're trapped. And you could have made it easy on everybody and just not park your car in the street. Now, I understand sometimes you don't have a choice. I get it. But I remember when we lived in Xenia, I lived on East 2nd. And whenever we would get snow like that, they would say, don't park on the street because this is kind of a main thoroughfare and we gotta plow. So we parked in a parking lot a block or two away and walked home because we didn't want to have our car, snowed in, plowed in. We took steps to try to alleviate that issue. Yesterday when I was coming in, and this is, I want to know the story to this in my neighborhood. I made like 2 turns off my street. I was still in the neighborhood. And again, this is before anything had been plowed. It was freshly fallen snow. And in the middle of the street, there was a car stopped. Now I thought, and it wasn't like an SUV. It was just like a regular, sedan. I said, I bet they're stuck. And I sit there for a minute or so, and I'm looking, I'm trying to see, are their tires spinning? I mean, this is literally in the middle of the road, not in the middle of the right lane, the middle of the road. And I'm watching, I'm looking, I'm like, I don't see any movement. What? So I pull up, I get closer and closer, and I see that there's a couple of paths going around this car. So I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I'd hate to be stuck in the middle of the road. I feel for them. So I start going around and I just kind of look, there's nobody in the car. Somebody got stuck in the middle of the road. Didn't turn on their hazards. Didn't stay in the car. Just, not my problem. It wasn't there when I went home last night, so I'd be curious to know how long it was sitting there before someone called the cops or whoever and said, get this car out of the road. But I know that this is something that people have been thinking about today. When are they going to get to my road? When are they going to get to my street? So I was doing a little research, and I discovered that the city of Columbus, the city of Cincinnati, the city of Cleveland, the city of Youngstown, the city of Akron, and my most recent nemesis, the city of Toledo, they have a map that people can track snowplows. They all have different snowplow trackers. In Columbus, it's called Warrior Watch, which I kind of like. City of Cincinnati, they just, no clever name, just an interactive map where you can see what's been plowed, when it's going to be plowed, the estimated time, the whole deal. Akron has a snow and ice response dashboard. It gives real-time information about the city's snow and ice operations as they are happening. It also includes a snowplow tracker showing if a truck has been on the street within the last hour to 4 hours, 4 to 12, more than 20. I mean, they want you to know, their residents to know, we're out here doing it, and this is when you might be able to expect it. And Toledo has the same thing. It allows people to track where their plows are in real time. Guess who doesn't have a snowplow tracker? The city of Dayton. Now, I did go to the city of Dayton website, and it does have sort of a list of Dayton snow removal priorities. And it talks about which streets are the first priority. Highways, main thoroughfares, streets bordering schools and hospitals, as well as U.S. Route 35 and State Route 4 within the Dayton city limits. Second, and then the central business district downtown. The second priority are arterial and collector streets. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm going to guess that it's just, streets between. Parker, do you know? Do you have any idea? No? Ron, do you know what a arterial or collector street is by chance? No? He doesn't know. Nope. It says, let's see. Once priority 1 roads have been treated for safe travel, snowplow drivers will transition to these secondary and collector streets. Oh, see, if I would have kept reading, collectors are streets that move traffic from less traveled residential streets to more heavily traveled arterials. Yeah. And then third priority, residential streets. So the residential streets last on the list. But there's like 1,700 lane miles of streets and highways in the city of Dayton. So there's a lot to cover. 100%. So again, I'm not throwing shade on the plow drivers. They have a really tough job to do. I mean, we had stories yesterday about snowplows being hit by drivers not paying attention or driving too fast on the road. It's a real hazard. And don't follow them so closely. That's really dumb because one, the sand and the salt and everything that's coming off the truck, could do damage to your car. And if they have to stop quickly because some idiot, pulls out in front of them, You're too close, you're going to hit a plow. So, so this is just something maybe the city of Dayton could think about, trying to figure out what these other cities have done to give their residents, I don't want to, let's get more disclosure, I guess, and try to come up with a Dayton snow plow tracker. I think that would be a great idea. And every year we have a snow and we talk about the snow plows. I always bring this up, and I thought maybe last year we kind of got a little of attention because I remember getting a call or a message or something from somebody in the city. This idea of naming our plows. Remember that? A lot of cities, they name their plows, and they put the name of the plow on that plow, and people play snowplow bingo. They have the list of all the plows, all the names, and as they go around town, they're like, "Oh, there's Snowblower 3," or whatever it is, and then they mark it off. The idea is to see all the plows. We could make this entertaining. We could make it beneficial for the residents so they can keep track of maybe when their residential street is going to be plowed. Because a lot of people, even to this day, tomorrow morning, there's still going to be people who can't get out of their driveway or can't get down their street safely. It's just an idea. Just something to think about. Dayton needs, I think, a snow plow tracker.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Oh, Lordy. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Tammy, I'm gonna mention you and the bobblehead. It's National Bobblehead Day, so I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Melody. What's up, Ron? Happy New Year to you. What's up, Zach? Hey, Ron. Oh, there's a good question. How many mailboxes have been pummeled? Who knows? Probably many. That's awesome, Leslie. At least they made good use of the pizzas. And that's a thankless job. I'm not criticizing the guys out there doing it. They got they got a lot of crap to deal with.
Online sellers, well, latest at 5:30. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
Get a load of this guy.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. If you'd like a pair of tickets to go to Classic Albums Live on Friday, January 24th, they're going to be performing Led Zeppelin 4 at Victoria Theater. Be the fifth caller right now at 937-457-1290. We'll hook you up with a pair of tickets. And you can get more details at DaytonLive.org. You know, I didn't become a Led Zeppelin fan until probably my 20s. And I'll tell you why. And I know you're going to be thinking, what? When I was growing up, my younger sister, she's 5 years younger than myself. She was a huge Led Zeppelin fan. Huge. And most mornings, I was awakened before school by her playing Led Zeppelin, very, very loudly as I was trying to wake up. So imagine that every morning at like 7:30 or 7:15 or whatever I was getting up. Oh my gosh. So I was not a big fan. That kind of turned me off. But eventually I became a admirer of Led Zeppelin. Let's talk to Dave in Tip City. Hey, Dave.
Hey, I used to be a plow driver.
Yeah.
And I did parking lots.
Mhm.
And I've got a couple of tips for people. First off, on a snow like this, there are people working 20 and 30 hours continuously.
It's a thankless job, you know?
Well, it's very hard work. You got to make the money while people need you.
Yeah.
And don't go anywhere near those drivers. I mean, they are tired, and there's some possibility they won't see you. You'll get involved in an accident.
Right.
Especially don't drive behind a truck that's backing up, going back and forth in a parking lot. The other thing is, if we could just get people to cooperate, if you want your street cleaned better, everybody just agree to park on one side of the road. Let's say we're going to park on the odd number side of the road.
Oh,
then when the plow truck goes by, they're going to do the other side of the road really nice. And then when the other side of the road is nice, guess what everybody's going to do? They're going to park on the nice side of the road. Second time the truck goes by, the other half of the road is clean. And you're not squeezing down some, rabbit trail to try to.
It's like a slalom
through the neighborhood.
It's like a slalom going down a ski hill. Trying to dash between the cars.
Yeah, and it's just simple, and just go meet your neighbors. And I'm surprised that really city authorities don't publicize a simple thing like that. They're going to run into fewer cars because they're not weaving in and out.
Yeah,
it'll be easier for everybody. But just on your own street, you can go say hello to everybody and get them to agree to something. We're always going to. The first day we're going to park on the odd side. Second day we're going to park on the even side.
That's a great idea, Dave. I appreciate your call, buddy. That's a great idea. And you just have to wonder, like, how many mailboxes have been hit, or rear view mirrors, or side, side view mirrors. Like, how many have they? It's not their fault. It's not their fault. It's a tough job, and they got to do it. And they're dealing with all kinds of chaos out there. Traffic and trash cans, and you know what I'm talking
It's
about.
the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
He's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
All right. I was having problems with my computer. D, it was 131. D, we're going to start doing guesses probably Thursday. That's my plan. Thursday and Friday. But we'll have to see what the weather's going to be like, because Friday, the weather could be crazy again. There's a possibility of another snowstorm coming in sometime Friday. And I don't know if it's going to happen in the afternoon or in the evening after my show. If it's happening during the day, I may be more focused on dealing with snow and traffic issues, and that may not be the day to do guesses. But we'll get to it. That's a great idea, Dennis. I like that too.
Out alert.
Thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Be of good cheer and call me.
Call me now.
Call me.
He's laughing at us right on the radio.
Least we could do is get him on the radio and talk to him.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream is up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Folks on the live stream, they've been asking about when we're going to start taking guesses for the number of cars into buildings in 2025. Probably Thursday or Friday. Maybe both days, but we'll have to see. We're supposed to possibly have another quasi-snowstorm of some sort on Friday. And I don't know what time it's coming in. If it's going to come in, during the day, during afternoons, we may be focused more on what the traffic situation is, opposed to guessing how many cars are crashing into buildings in 2025. Somebody also suggested an idea, and I like this. It might be a little too late now. There won't be any prize involved. But we haven't had officially any cars into buildings yet in 2025. And, today's the 7th. So we're 1 week in and we haven't had any. So that's good. That's a good thing. So somebody suggested, why don't we take guesses on when the first one will happen? Play amongst yourselves, I guess. 937-457-1290 is our telephone number if you have any comments on that or anything. I heard very briefly this morning, Miami Valley's Morning News, they had a survey about underwear. Did you hear this, Parker? No? The poll was, it was done with 200 U.S. adults, and I guess it was conducted by Talker Research on behalf of Hanes. They make the undies, one of the many companies. And they asked a bunch of questions about underwear habits. And I thought this was a bit interesting. They only talked about a few things this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News, but I dug a little deeper, and I wanted to find out, more of this. It says nearly half of all Americans, and I really don't believe this, but maybe I'm wrong here. Maybe I'm missing out. Nearly half of all Americans say they carry a backup pair of underwear just in case something unexpected happens. Now, probably a year or so ago, and I talked about this on the show, I had an incident here at the station where there was a mishap in the men's room. And there was no salvaging it. It was just like, nah, this underwear's got to go. Not because it couldn't be saved later, but because I was at work. So I just, wrapped it in some paper towels, threw it in the trash, and just went commando for the rest of the day. And when I shared that story on the air, I had a couple of people reach out to me and say, "Oh, I'm with you, brother. It's happened to me." I had one person tell me it happened to them at a casino. They were at the casino, and I guess they were on a run, literally and figuratively, and didn't want to leave the machine. Because it's like, if it's hot, if that machine is hot, if the slots are hot, you don't want to get up, because the second you walk away, somebody's going to jump right in.
I don't care how hot the table is. I'm getting that.
I know. I agree with you. But I find that hard to believe that 50% of these 2,000 adults carry a backup pair. Now, I can understand why maybe some people would or could. You reach a certain age, Sometimes you don't make it to the bathroom in time. Sure. Makes sense. But generally, day to day, are people really leaving their house with an extra pair of underwear? Or keeping it in their desk at work? Or their glove compartment? Just in case? I'm not buying that. Conducted by Talker Research on behalf of Haynes, the survey also found that carrying a spare seems to be more commonplace for younger generations. So 60% of Gen Z and 57% of millennials surveyed say that they have an in case of emergency underwear. So the younger adults are the ones who are concerned about mishaps. That is strange. That is just strange to me. Another aspect of this particular survey, on average, people are holding on to their underwear for 3 years. See, that's a question. What's the average lifespan of your underwear? A year, 2 years, 3 years? A tenth of people are even keeping their underwear around at least 6 years. 6 years? I don't know that I've ever hit 6 years. Maybe 4 or 5. But I've had people tell me the healthiest thing you could do, and I don't know if this is true. This could be propaganda from the underwear cartel. That you really should replace your underwear every 6 to 12 months. That's what I've heard. I don't know. I don't know if that's accurate. I mean, I figure if you're washing it with really hot water, hot water and detergent, it should be okay. Should last you longer than that. Unless you got issues. But still, I just feel like 6 to 12 seems rather short. And underwear is not cheap. It really isn't. Let's see. Scenarios respondents said they would have a need for backup underwear include if they likely had an accident. Okay. No, they'll need to change their clothes at some point during the day. Or are accident prone and likely to spill something on themselves. Wow. But it's surprising to me. Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it makes sense that the Gen Z and the millennials have the higher percentage of respondents who carry emergency underwear. Now, Parker, you're a Gen Zer, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know anybody that carries emergency underwear with them?
If I do, we haven't talked about it.
Yeah, I don't think it would be something you'd bring up, but
Right.
It could be something that you could just sort of discover.
Yeah.
Right? Because where is somebody going to keep that?
Probably in their car.
In their car, maybe their glove compartment, or at their desk. In a secret drawer of drawers.
I'm with you. I find this
I just
odd.
find it odd that there are people out there. According to this, half of America has emergency undies ready to go at a moment's notice.
I'm concerned you have more of a bowel issue if you have to carry backup.
Well, look, I mean, candidly, there are people that have that issue.
Well, sure.
You reach a certain age,
Yeah.
100%. I get it. I'm not, lambasting it. I'm just surprised that 50% of these people say, yeah, I got an emergency pair.
I'm more so concerned with like people my age. Really?
Yeah.
Like, well, the more you know.
Yeah, I suppose. And don't take this the wrong way. I mean, a lot of people are sometimes negative on the millennials and the Gen Zers and on that whole thing, and say that, maybe they've been mamby-pambied or whatever, and maybe that's why they carry the emergency underwear just in case. But I'm not sure about that. Who knows? But I thought that was interesting. 937-457-1290. Thomas and Anna. Hey, Thomas.
Hey, how you doing?
Now, let me ask you before you comment on cars into buildings. Do you carry emergency underwear?
I do not, and I am 36, and I have never in my lifetime ever carried an extra pair of underwear.
Yeah. I just don't get it. I don't get it. And this thing about, if they have to change their clothes at some point during the day. Now, I've done that before. I'm sure you've done that. You've had to change your clothes. Do you change everything?
It depends on how big the mess was, but I'm like you. If something happens, an emergency situation, go commando.
No, well, right. But I mean, just generally, if you have to change your clothes, you're going from business suit to leisure wear, and you have to change at work or, whatever's going on in your life, you just change your shirt and pants and shoes.
Yeah.
You don't change everything.
Nope, just the outside garments.
Yeah. It's just weird. I don't get it. There's some sort of secret underwear world out there. But anyway, that's not why you called, Thomas.
Just commenting on the cars in the buildings. I've noticed a big increase in it over the last few years.
Oh, and you're going to blame me, aren't you?
No. I just don't get how you can do that. I get weather is a big factor, but and there's a lot of, I've seen over my time being in the Miami Valley, a lot of T intersections have houses right at the end of the T section. So,
oh yeah. Yep. That's a problem. One issue that we've had is that there are many streets that have been widened over time for more traffic. And, you can't move the houses further back. You move the curbs, and suddenly, the 20, 30 feet that used to separate the road from a house is now 15 feet, which leaves less time for a car to stop. The other thing is the distractions that people have in their cars, whether it's videos, cell phones, stuff like that. And also, and I believe this, it's an aging population. We have many, many boomers who are now sort of reaching an age where maybe their reaction time and reflexes aren't what they used to be. And a lot of the stories that we have, and they're not all exclusively older people that do this, but lots of times they'll be in a parking lot up by a building or a business or whatever it is. And they think they put the car in reverse, but for some reason they put it into drive. They get distracted and they go to hit the gas, and they go the wrong way. I
can attest to that. My father just did the same thing. He backed into my garage because he thought he put his car in the drive.
Well, see, there you go. But that's what happens, and it happens all the time. All the time.
And it's usually human mistakes. A lot, like you said, with the cell phones, which has become a really big issue over the last 10 years, especially with the kids out of high school, straight out of high school to college age kids.
Yeah.
I gave up my bike because of it.
I totally get that. Yep, I totally get that. Thomas, I appreciate your call, buddy. I got to fly here. But yeah, I totally get that. Too many distractions. That's probably the biggest one.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment.
Fill it up.
Double D.
H.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny.
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
On WHIO.
Now from the WHIO News Center, the three big things you need to know. Road crews are still clearing highways and streets as some counties remain in snow emergencies. President Jimmy Carter lies in state at the Capitol Rotunda this evening. And our current top local story, cold temperatures are coming tomorrow morning with wind chills into the single digits.
This traffic report is sponsored by Grismer Tire and Auto Service. Expert brake repair you can trust. Make sure you can stop when you need to the most. Get a little peace of mind by making an appointment today with your trusted brake repair expert experts at GrismerTire.com.
Well, we don't have any accidents to report, but 75 north and southbound through downtown Dayton, very slow. At least we did get rid of that disabled vehicle on northbound 75. I'm Will Harris, WHIO Triple Team Traffic.
Now here's the Miami Valley's most accurate and dependable forecast.
Thank you. Got distracted. Still having computer issues. Come on, computer. There you go. Tim, I like that idea. Underwear vending machine. Hey, I moved the camera. Does anybody notice? I still have a tendency to look at the computer screen, though. Zach, that makes sense. I mean, if you have a job like that, you probably need to have emergency emergency close.
Or visit mcair.com. This is WHIO Dayton and WHIO FM Pleasant Hill. All news, all the time.
Get ready for very cold temperatures the next few mornings. We'll have the latest at 6. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
This guy was smart, sophisticated, professional. I mean, really, really great.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. So we were just talking about this survey. 2,000 people. 50% say they keep an emergency pair of underwear with them whenever they leave the house. I'm not buying it. But Tim on the live stream had a great idea, and I'm sure there's probably one somewhere. There needs to be some sort of underwear vending machine. Someplace, I don't know, wherever people might have access, like a casino. That would be the place. Spend a little too much time at the craps table. Go buy a new pair of underwear. We need a name for it, though. The only thing I came up with was Panty Pantry. The Panty Pantry. I don't know. Maybe somebody's got an idea. It's National Bobblehead Day, and I only bring this up because Edgehead Tammy Sharp, she is a sculpturist. Sculpturist. She's an artiste. She's a big fan of the show, and she has started sculpting yours truly for a future bobblehead. And we're still trying to work out the details on how this is all going to be done. But I've been posting updated pictures from time to time. And I thought today would be the day to bring up this pending bobblehead. So if you'd like to take a gander at it, you can check out my Facebook page.
What am I listening to now?
What is this?
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
It's a radio show. It's entertainment. Fill it up.
T-O.
Double D.
H. Oh.
Double L.
S-T. I can remember that.
Locally grown, seriously funny
I'm puzzled by the whole thing.
on WHIO.
News in less than 15 minutes and immediately when it breaks. I'm Ron Otto, 1290 at 95.7 WHIO. Dayton's news and talk depend on it.
This is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Hold on to your panty. The party is about to begin.
I can hardly wait.
I love this show. Check 1, check 2, check 3.
Are we ready?
Check 4.
You know what? Enough talk. It's showtime.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me now, 937-457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
I love cheese. 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 I really love the cheese.
It is the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch right now. You can watch and listen. I had a grilled cheese sandwich today for lunch. San Francisco style sourdough and pepper jack cheese and 3 dill pickle spears. Made it at home before I came in. And I love the cheese. 937-457-1290 is the number. We've got people on the line that want to talk about underwear. Had this story I heard this morning on Miami Valley's Morning News, conducted by Talker Research on behalf of Hanes Underwear. They asked 200 U.S. adults, and it was split equally by gender, revealed that half of those questioned carry an emergency pair of underwear just in case. It said that, revealed 70% of those who carry spares have had their backup underwear come to the rescue. Now, see, I just don't buy that 50% of the people out there have emergency underwear. You know, like in your car, you've got your spare tire, you've got your flashlight, you got your tire jack. I carry zip ties because I do events. And sometimes you need zip ties and duct tape. Don't be concerned that I've got duct tape and zip ties in the back of my car. There's no ski masks, I promise. But underwear? And my buddy Tim on the live stream suggested somebody needs to come up with a underwear vending machine. Just in case. I think good places for an underwear vending machine might be a casino, might be an airport. Where else? Church? Your favorite bar? I don't know. Is there a way to convert the old cigarette vending machines into underwear vending machines? That's a possibility. Let's talk to Herb in Dayton. Hey, Herb.
Hey, Todd, you were talking about how long you should keep your underwear.
Yes.
Well, for underwear and socks, a girl taught me this a long time ago.
Okay.
You never put your underwear or socks in the dryer because the rubber elastic waistband or however they make the elastic band, the dryer ruins that. And if you notice an older pair of underwear, the waistband gets to where it's not so tight and they start falling off. It's because they're in the dryer and you ruin the elasticity of the waistband. Same thing with socks. You know how they're droopy and won't stay up?
Yeah.
It's because you dry them. If you don't dry underwear and socks, they won't get loose like that. They'll last longer.
Herb, I thought my waistline was what sort of ruined the...
A lot of weight. Yeah, but I'm just saying, that's she told me a long time ago, and when I buy underwear, I buy like 2 packs at a time. I keep it like 2 years, and I throw it all out and buy 2 more packs.
So you don't put it in the dryer at all? You just let it air dry?
It's always hang the underwear and socks, and they dry, and your socks are like, they're always like brand new. They don't get those pill marks on them and stuff. Like where it starts to pill off and stuff.
See, I would feel like the underwear, if you let it air dry, because I've let clothes air dry before, and my experience is that they become a little like crunchy and scratchy. And I just don't know that I'd want my underwear affecting me that way. So
I don't know. I've never.
I'll
had that
try it.
problem.
I'll try
I
it.
like clothes hanging out better than in the dryer anyway.
I suppose if we all just wore silk underwear, it'd be
There
okay.
you go. Some
Yeah.
satin and silk. Yeah, there you
Sure.
go.
Yeah.
Problem
Thanks.
solved.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. Boyd in Brookville. What's up, Boyd?
Hey, good evening, Todd. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well. Do you carry an emergency pair of underwear with you?
I do not, and I'm with you on this. I find it hard to believe that 50% of the people carry a spare pair of underwear, and I have the perfect name for your convenience store style machine. It's going to be called. It's going to be called Spare Pair Because We Care.
Oh, Boyd, I love that. The spare pair because we care.
That's it. It'll be all the rage, and every store, every casino, every grocery store, wherever you need.
Yeah.
Rest stops along the highway. I can see it. I can see it all over the place.
I love it. I love it. I need to
first time caller, long time listener, so I appreciate you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it, Boyd. I appreciate it. Have a good evening.
Hey, by the way, I'm up in Greenville showing houses, and I drove by Maid Right. Can I bring one back to you?
I would love one, but I don't know that you're going to be here by 7:00. Maybe next time. If you're up that way earlier in the day and you feel like taking where are you? You're in Greenville. Are you from like the Dayton area, or are you?
I live in Brookville. I'm a real estate agent, so I'm up in Greenville showing houses. So yeah.
All right. Well, if you ever make it, I guess just I don't know, drop off a sandwich or something. I don't know.
You got it.
All right. Thanks.
Spare care because we care. That's
Spare pair because we care. I love that. I love that. Somehow I have to be the spokesman for it, right? And there needs to be some sort of infomercial. That would be great. Right? I could become the Ron Popeil of emergency undies. Parker, were you going to say something?
It's like Phil Swift, the Flex Seal guy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be great. I could come on TV late at night. Have you been out and about and your undies failed you, or did you fail your undies? We have a solution. The spare pair because we care underwear vending machine. I love that idea. That is great. We do have the Evening Edge boxers with my face on them. Maybe we can, oh my gosh, that's the idea. That right there is the idea. The Evening Edge emergency pair. That I like. I could get the folks over there at Titan Graphics who did the Evening Edge boxer shorts. We could do, and we talked about this, but now I feel like this makes a lot of sense. We could have boxers. We could have boxer briefs. We could have ladies' panties. We could have granny panties. Right? And we could put the low, and these are your emergency pair. And you just keep them in your car. We could even put we could package them in something that would be unrevealing as to what they are. So if somebody happened upon this in your car or your office or whatever, and like, what's this? You just make up some story. They wouldn't know. It's like getting adult toys at your house in a box that doesn't have any branding on it because you don't want the delivery people to know your kinks. I think it's a great idea. Karen and Kettering, what's going on, Karen?
Todd, I couldn't let you leave the studio without giving you the perfect name. It wouldn't have been right.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. But do you carry an extra pair?
No, and I'm not going to comment about my parents because I don't want anybody to roll over tonight.
Oh, Okay.
I'm partially calling you to thank you for entertaining Mom when I couldn't be here. God love you.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate
Thank
that.
you. She loved you, and frankly, got me listening to you. Now, are you ready?
Yes. Let's hear your idea.
Porta panty.
Oh my God. That. The porta panty. Yes.
Those years of listening to Mama's Family finally paid off. And thank you, my brother. And I live in Kettering, and whoever your neighbor is, I'm sure we've seen it all.
I
have
think
to say
so.
that.
I think so, Karen. Well, thank you so much for your kind words and your great idea.
You're a treasure. Thank you,
Oh,
Todd.
wow.
Have a nice evening.
You too. I love that idea, but I wonder if if that word is like somehow trademarked. You would have thought that at some point somebody would, like, I'm going to trademark porta this, porta that. But I do like porta panties. I like that better than the pantry. Porta panties is easier to say. Right? Ron on the live stream, he says, how about evening edge depends for those unpredictable times? You know what? This is an idea. Okay. See, we're going off the rails here. We're going off the rails. So I came across a story that we talked about last year. And I came across it today. And this was a company, and I can't think of the name of it right offhand, but this was a company that made a Depends underwear. But it was to be worn at a rock concert. And it came in black. So if you were at a rock concert and you had to use the bathroom and you didn't want to excuse yourself because you were going to miss the finale or whatever, you just relieve yourself right there in these black patent leather Depends. We could do that with actual Depends and put the Evening Edge logo on it. So we could get everybody. We could have the boxers, the briefs, the panties, the granny panties, the Depends. I don't know that my face would fit on a thong, though. I'm not sure.
Do a really tiny one.
Well, we could put a little tiny one, little tiny face on the thong. Rebecca in Piqua. What's up, Rebecca?
Well, hello, Todd. I just love the show.
Well, thank you so much.
I listen every night. Well, thank you.
Of course.
I was thinking, why not the bloomer box?
The bloomer box. Now,
Yep,
see, I like that. That's a good one, too, because I always loved that term, bloomers.
I know my dad always called it that.
You got your bloomers on? You're not leaving the house without your bloomers.
I know my mom
I love
always
it.
asked, you got clean underwear? Yes.
Now, do you carry an extra pair?
Actually, I carry 2 full outfits in my car all the time.
Are you a spy?
You get stranded. I carry water, food.
If you get stranded.
Well, say your car breaks down, you don't know how long you're going to be there before AAA or whoever comes to help you.
You know what? That would be a really bad situation if you were waiting on a wrecker so long that you felt like you had to change your clothes. That's
never know.
a bad situation. I mean, I can understand the food and water and a blanket, but a couple of outfits.
Oh, yeah. You never know what's going to happen.
I suppose. All right, Rebecca. Thanks for your call. I appreciate you listening. If you got a comment, hit us up.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Now from the WHIO News Center.
My buddy Tim comes through again. Here it is. That's hysterical. I need to see where I can buy underwear in bulk. All right. Avert your eyes if you're easily offended. I can't. I was going to post that picture, but I can't. I can't.
Less Girl Scout cookie flavors after this year. We'll have more at 6:30 now. Back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 at 95.7 WHIO.
You gotta tune in, man. You gotta tune in.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. I came up with a prototype for a pair of Evening Edge thong underwear, since we're talking about underwear. And I shared it with the live stream. I don't know that I feel comfortable posting it on Facebook. I feel like if I did, there could be a call from HR. I mean, it is my Facebook page, but it could reflect poorly on WHIO and Cox Media Group. So
I think they're great.
You like them?
They're great.
I sent a picture of them to my wife, and she said, well, that's something. Jackpot Bloomers. That is a great name for them. You'll just have to go and watch the live stream. If you go to the live stream, I will show you the picture. But I just don't feel comfortable posting it. Does that make sense? I just don't. I feel like it could be a line here. I mean, there's no nudity or anything, but it is a woman wearing, panties. Those aren't even really thongs, technically. Chris in Greenville. What's up, Chris?
Yeah, I got a name for your underwear.
Oh, sure. Let's hear it.
Since it's the extra stuff that you keep hidden in your car, I think the secret skivvies.
Secret skivvies. I like that.
Yeah. But I did have one more comment for you. I did like the idea of putting them in the casinos.
Yeah.
But you didn't have to use the example of playing craps too long.
Actually, Chris, I did.
I know you did. I heard it. I caught it.
All right. Thanks for your call, buddy. See? The Edge heads, they listen closely.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, a hero.
Oh, he's a keeper. It's fun listening. It's a good ride, but there's never any real danger.
Give it some time, man. You'll realize. You'll see. He'll grow on you.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
There it is. There you go. There's no nudity. There's no nudity. Yes, leopard print with hamsters. I like that. Panic panties. I like that. Need to put Edgy's face with a couple of nuts.
Is a WHIO payroll payout alert.
Thank you, thank you.
$1,000 tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
Everybody, could I have your attention, please?
I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Now, hold on, dummy. Just you listen to me.
Now, listen to me carefully. You boys got something to say to me? Why don't you talk into the microphone?
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call me at 457-1290.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Live stream up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. And those watching the live stream, they just got to see the prototype of the Evening Edge Jackpot Panties. That's a good name. Hey, where'd you get your Jackpot Panties? I won them on the radio. You know, that kind of thing. You know, my wife sometimes does like transfer prints, like on shirts and different things. I wonder if she'd be willing to do that with some panties. I don't know. Probably not. Parker, hop on if you don't mind.
What's up?
We're moving on to another subject. We're moving off of the panties.
All right.
Okay.
Removing the panties.
Okay. Things got a little weird. Awkward. I have 4 stories that are animal related.
All right.
Now I'm going to try to do all 4 of these before our next commercial break at 6:50 on the button. That's my plan. But I'm not sure what order to do these in. One is a breaking the law and has to do with goats. The second one has to do with an Ohio woman, sadly, being attacked by pigs. The third one has to do with a 7-year-old boy surviving a harrowing 5 days in a Zimbabwe National Wildlife Reserve. And the last one is a dumb ways to die.
I think we saved the dumb ways to die for the end.
Okay.
Start with the breaking the law story, the first one.
Okay, I can do that.
Breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law, breaking the law.
This is the benefit of having a producer. You can sort of guide me along.
Sure.
And I appreciate that. You do a nice job. A teenage cheerleader in Texas is facing felony charges after cops say she used pesticide to poison and kill a rival's competitive show goat at their high school. The 17-year-old senior who participated in competitive livestock shows with her own goat reportedly confessed to deliberately poisoning this competitor's goat by the name of Willie. Security footage obtained by police show the 17-year-old at the high school's barn facility using a drench gun, don't know what that is, to force feed Willie a toxic pesticide. The teenage goat killer then left, but returned to check on Willie twice within 2 hours before calling her classmate's mom to let him know that Willie wasn't doing too well. Willie died less than a day later. The goat killer allegedly told police that she killed the goat because she believed the other student was a cheater. Somehow this 17-year-old thought that the girl was cheating in her goat showing competition. The cheerleader who is the goat killer, allegedly, had recently been named the president of the school's Future Farmers of America. Wow. And was an avid participant in goat shows with her own pet, Lacey. She was arrested and charged with cruelty to livestock animals, a felony in Texas. If convicted, she could face up to 2 years in prison. 2 years in prison for killing a goat. It makes sense, though. I mean, you can't be doing that. She's been banned from attending her high school while the case is ongoing, and she's scheduled to appear in court next week. Parker, we've got the Zimbabwe boy or the Ohio woman?
Zimbabwe boy.
You want to hear that one?
Yeah.
Okay. A 7-year-old boy in Zimbabwe survived 5 days in the Matasudana, you got me, National Park, a wildlife reserve in northern Zimbabwe, known for its lions, leopards, elephants, and buffalo and other dangerous animals. The boy reportedly wandered into the park from his village on December 27th and was found 30 miles away on December 31st. A 7-year-old managed to go 30 miles. That's remarkable. He says he survived by eating wild fruits and drinking water he accessed by digging into a riverbank, a common survival technique in drought-prone areas of Zimbabwe. Well, that's pretty clever. He paid attention at school. The search for the boy was challenging due to heavy rains. Well, in lions, that would be, elephants. They spotted his footprints on December 30th. Local villagers aided in the search by beating drums to guide him, while park rangers ultimately found him deep in the wilderness. He was frail but without visible injuries and was admitted to hospital for recovery. The national park spans over 560 square miles and is known for its high population of lions. So that was lucky that he survived. But that's pretty impressive. That should be a movie. Wouldn't that be an interesting movie?
Oh, yeah.
Better than the Jungle Book. Yeah. Not the cartoon Disney version where the kid talks to the animals and they talk back. But that this kid is out there for 5 days, a 7-year-old, and he's facing, who knows? I'd love to know. I'd be interested to know if he had any sort of animal encounters or like if he hid from them or, that's crazy. I can't imagine.
Well, I'm sure if there's a movie, they'll put some animal encounters in the movie.
They better.
Yeah.
Otherwise, who cares? Kid got lost, man. Now this is a sad story. This woman from Pataskala, is that right? Pataskala, Ohio. Sounds good. Parker sounds good to me. Was mauled, killed, and partially eaten by her neighbor's pigs on Christmas Day. This 75-year-old woman died after being attacked by two pigs that were roaming near her home. The woman's niece called the police around 2:47 p.m. for a welfare check after no one could reach the woman. She was supposed to go to her niece's house for a Christmas celebration. The 75-year-old woman was found on her property near the house. The two pigs were owned by a neighbor whose identity has not been revealed. Now, here's something that's interesting. Ohio law has a clear process for when dogs attack and kill someone. And there's like a list of animals or a list of dogs that are considered, for lack of a better term, dangerous. And there's laws about this. This is what happens. This is what occurs when something like this happens. But apparently there aren't any laws on the books about livestock. Like, what do you do if one of your farm animals would attack and kill somebody? Isn't that interesting? You would think with all of the livestock and all the farms and, our great long history of that here in Ohio, this had to have happened at some other time. Somebody had to be attacked. Whether they were killed or not, that's a different story. But, there's got to be some sort of law on that. Remember that guy last year that was maybe it was the year before? He was bitten by a zebra. And it was his zebra. I think he lost an arm. Now, see, if that was somebody else's arm, I would think that there should be some sort of conversation about that. It's not just dogs. In this case, pigs. Or in that case, a zebra. Now we get to our dumb ways to die.
Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. Dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die.
Well, when we do dumb ways to die, we are not making fun of these people on their untimely demise. We're merely sharing their story of woe as a cautionary tale. For you, when you're out and about, running around in the wild, regardless of what you're doing, you pay attention to what's going on. Because if you're not paying attention, death could be waiting for you around any corner, or in this case, up a tree. A Lunenburg County, Virginia man has died after a bear in a tree shot by one of his hunting partners fell on top of him. This happened back in December. The Department of Wildlife Resources say that a group was hunting for a bear, and they were following this bear. They were tracking this bear, hunting this bear, when the bear ran up a tree. The bear was clearly outnumbered, scared, doing what bears do. So the bear ran up the tree, about 10 feet high in the tree. One of the other hunters was standing right below the tree. Don't know if he was going to climb up there or take a shot at or whatever it was, but one of the other hunters took aim, shot the bear, and the bear fell out of the tree right on top of his hunting friend. He was a 58-year-old man, identified from a town called Phoenix, Phenix, Virginia. And he died a couple of days later. Crushed to death by a falling bear that was shot out of a tree by his buddy. Now, you might think that that's the first time that's happened. You'd be wrong. In 2018, a man in Alaska was critically injured after his hunting partner shot a bear on a ridge. The animal tumbled down a slope into the man, who was also struck by rocks dislodged by the bear. Another man was injured in 2019 after his hunting partner shot a bear in a tree in North Carolina. The bear fell out of the tree and began biting the hunter. The man and the animal then tumbled off a cliff. The hunter was taken to the hospital while the bear was later found dead. So just a tip, a hunting tip. If there's a bear in the tree, before you shoot it, make sure none of your friends are standing below. It seems like a no-brainer, but I would imagine the excitement of a hunter who seems like, oh, I got the bear. I got him. Take a breath, take a look around, make sure nobody's going to get crushed by that bear.
It's the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
Really, Ron? Was it like when you say BMX racing? Was it a track, or were people just riding down the hill for fun, or did they actually have races there? Because that would have been a great hill to race down. Oh, you know what? I haven't taken any shots tonight. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I missed that. Air ball. Air ball. Oh, bummer.
all the time.
Colder temperatures and frigid wind chills will be here in the morning. Well, the latest at 7 o'clock. Now back to the Evening Edge with Todd Hollst on 1290 and 95.7 WHIO.
Well, he has quite the reputation.
The Evening Edge with Todd Hollst.
Call Todd now, 937-457-1290, or message him at Evening Edge Todd.
Locally grown, seriously funny on WHIO.
The temperatures are low. Why are they so very low? It is a polar vortex. A what? Polar vortex. Oh. Polar vortex. Polar vortex.
Back here on the Evening Edge, Monday through Friday, 5 to 7. Yeah, it's going to be downright cold the next few days. I think Thursday's the day that it's supposed to be the coldest, if I'm not mistaken. So, if you got pets, make sure that they're bundled up. Lily and Luna have not only been wearing their sweaters around the house, matching, by the way. Mary, my wife, bought them a couple of puppy parkas. So they're out there in their sweaters. They're out there in their parkas. And they still don't like being out in the cold. So
you guys need sweaters to match, you and Mary.
I don't know. I talked her off the ledge of matching pajamas at Christmas time. But we did have those at one time. There is a picture. It's funny that you mentioned that. In my high school yearbook, I went to I think it was a Sadie Hawkins dance my senior year. That's where the girl asked the guy. And part of the deal was, and a lot of couples did this, they'd wear matching sweaters. So we're both wearing this god-awful purple and black sweater. And I can't remember who picked it out, if it was her or me. But then it wasn't just the dance. It carried on throughout the year until she dumped me. And sometimes we'd wear the same sweater, and it was just a little too coupley. So that's why she dumped me. I wouldn't wear the damn sweater. Have a good night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, you get this show as a podcast at eveningedgetodd.com. Have a terrific Tuesday night. Talk to you tomorrow.
Well, show's over, folks. Thanks for coming.
Good show, old man.
Bravo. That was wonderful.
Game over, man.
Peace out.
Hey, everybody, have a great night. See ya. Be safe.